So, dear Maharaj, can I ask you just several questions to you now?
Of course, I would be happy.
Thank you. So, the first one is why it is so important to study Vedic culture. What's the benefit of it?
In the Gospel it is said, and you shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Everyone is in ignorance, in lack of knowledge. And Vedic knowledge is the most ancient and the greatest body of knowledge that we, human beings, we have at our disposal. So by studying Vedic literature, one can have access to very, very deep understanding of what is the real nature of the self. Everyone wants to be happy. Everything we do is to try to be happy. But we don't really know who we are. Therefore we try and try and try, but the result is we're not very satisfied. So Vedic knowledge, it provides like very scientific, non-sectarian knowledge. What is the real nature of the self? What is the nature of the absolute? Why we are here? Where do we come from? What happens after death? Why is suffering imposed upon me? So this knowledge is not available in any tradition, except in some kind of religious tradition, but usually it has like a very dogmatic flavor to it, and therefore many people are not attracted, or rather they feel some aversion towards it.
The second question is that a lot of people, they are looking for pleasures like dancing in clubs, using drugs, drinking alcohol, have some sex problems, yes, different. And so the question is, why for a person, for a newbie, to give up all these bad habits? Why? What's the reason for that?
We are not at all against the principle of pleasure. No, Vedic culture doesn't propose like any kind of atrophy of emotions or feelings or any negation. Actually, we are completely for the principle of pleasure, but we propose that those material pleasures, they don't really make the people happy. The proof is that the more they drink, the more they want to drink. The more they have sex, the more they want to have sex. The more they take drugs, the more they have addiction to it. But at the same time, you cannot give up the natural search for happiness. The soul by nature is happy. It's like an intrinsic quality of the soul. But if you look for it in material things, they will not make you happy, because you by nature are spiritual, and everything here is material. Everything we find in this world is under the time factor. It means if the source of your satisfaction is material, it's only a matter of time before it stops. And nobody likes when the party is over, right? People dance in a discotheque, and when it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, they close and the music suddenly stops. Oh, everyone, why? But you move, isn't it? Because we have, as souls, the natural tendency and desire to be happy forever. This is the nature of the soul. Eternity, knowledge, and bliss, happiness. So if you tell people, you should give up your pleasures, of course they cannot do it unless they find something higher. So the Vedas, they provide and they propose some higher method to get pleasure, like mantra yoga. You connect with the Absolute through some very powerful sounds, spiritual sounds. And they are also accompanied with music, very nice music. Anyone can make the experience. In every public program, we practice like that with everyone. We invite everyone. And we sing mantras together, maybe for 10, 12, 15 minutes. Then we ask everyone, what was your experience? And even in such a short time, people say, happiness, peace. So we not said don't enjoy. We said no, elevate your consciousness to a higher level where enjoyment is real and long-lasting. Otherwise, in the name of what? Not just for morality's sake. For what? People would give up. They go there and they take those different substances and activities to be happy, because everyone wants happiness. But those are very short-lived pleasure. Vedas, they give you another method. you can be happy, but forever. Now, step by step by step by step, then you come to higher and higher levels of consciousness, and the more you refine your consciousness, the more subtle pleasures you have access to. That is the idea.
So, Veda, is it a new religion, or what is it?
Vedas, I mean, you can give a date to all the different religions. Islam is 1500 years old, Christianity 2000, Buddhism, which is not a religion because there is no God, 2500, Judaism 3500, some people say 4000. But when you speak of Veda, Veda means knowledge. Can you give a date to knowledge? But if really we want to give a date, according to the Vedas themselves, they were spoken at the beginning of mankind, of creation. Now, in Vedic cosmogony and cosmology, time is considered to be cyclic. So, according to the Vedas themselves, now we exist within cyclic time, a cycle within a bigger cycle, within a bigger one. So almost the biggest cycle is considered the lifetime of Lord Brahma, the first created being. He lives for 311 trillion years, 40 billion years. And now we are half of his life. So we're speaking about 155.5 trillion years. That's, how old is the Vedic culture. So it is not a religion. Of course there is a very important spiritual aspect, the most important, because Vedas teach we are spiritual by essence, and we have a body. Usually in the West they say, no, we have a soul. If you say you have a soul, it means you are the body who has a soul. But the Vedas right from the beginning, like if you take Bhagavad Gita, one of the most classic texts, you could say it's like the Indian Bible. No, it says right from the second chapter, no, you are not the body, you are the soul, and you have a body, not the opposite. You are the soul, that is your real identity. And this spiritual knowledge is very important to make us understand, if I am soul, what makes a soul happy? If I was the body, I should be very happy. Everyone should be in ecstasy, because our modern society especially provides every kind of, pleasures for the body. If we were the body, we should always be, purely happy. But we see the more people enjoy those so-called pleasure, the less happy they are. The more they become addicted, what was at the beginning a pleasure becomes a need. It's like a devouring monster, like if you take drugs, for instance, or alcohol, or even cigarette. You start like something like for fun or something, and then you end up with a devouring monster who doesn't give you any peace. And all that in the name of happiness. I mean, I saw the other day some video when I was in Mexico of young people taking this new drug on the market, like crocodile. And I was thinking, oh my God, those poor people just trying to get some satisfaction, and they completely ruin their lives, just because of ignorance, just because of lack of knowledge. When we say ignorance, we don't mean that they're stupid. When they lack knowledge, they don't know. And therefore they take all those different things, trying to squeeze some happiness from the material energy. But we are made of spirit, therefore it doesn't correspond to our nature. And therefore we're not really satisfied with them. And I think Augustine used to say, a habit that you don't resist, it becomes a need. Then this need becomes a nature. That nature will give you a destiny. So you are the architect of your own destiny. According to what you do now, you will get the result. Like Lord Jesus Christ said, as you sow, so shall you reap. That's the law of karma and reincarnation right there in a few words. Now this is accepted in all cultures. Only lack of knowledge makes people, look for happiness in all the wrong places.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
We'll see you.
Thank you.